You're listening to 90.8 Hills FM Radio.
This is 90.8 Hills FM radio station, using our voice to rate your choice. Stay tuned.
Hello everyone and welcome back to 90.8 Hills FM Community Radio, the voice of change. Amihan huday kurita nishina. Even today we have an interesting personality who has traveled all the way from Kohima to be with us here in our station in Dimapur to come and talk about her book, her passion and her story. And so with all the responses from our listeners who have been writing to us about the kind of personalities that they want to listen to, we try our best to go out there and bring in personalities. And I'm very positive that you will all enjoy this conversation that I believe I am going to have with Miss Linota Chophy, who, like I've mentioned, who has traveled all the way from Kohima. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over this time to Lino for her to talk about herself, her background, basically about her self-introduction. So thank you so much, Lino, for traveling all the way and coming to our station. We are so honored to have you here in our station. And also personally from you right next to me. So I give you this time to talk about yourself.
Okay, thank you so much. It's been a very pleasure to be here. So, first of all, my name is Linota Chophy, and I am basically from Sikala village under Nimboto district. And I did my bachelor degree from Rajasthan. I'm actually an agriculturalist. And I am currently working as assistant technology manager in Atma under Agri department. And this has been my passion. Writing has been my passion. So I have been writing for a year or two, working on this book. So this is like my first book, Letters to the Cosmopolitan. So it has been a very great journey.
Thank you so much. Okay, you say that you are an agriculturist, right?
Yes.
And so it's very unlikely that somebody, with a background in agriculture is writing a book such as this. No, so although you did mention that it is your passion, but if literature has been a passion and a dream for you, why did you take up agriculture as a subject and not literature or other subjects such as that?
So I am from science background, like I said. So actually my aim in life was to pursue an MBBS to become a doctor, but life has different plan for me. I feel like agriculture was perfect scope for me, perfect field for me. So although this writing has been a passion for me, I did not much focus on this. And then so that's how I pursue agriculture. And then like as a person, I'm a deep thinker. So instead of talking to people, I usually sit down myself and then try to pen down my feelings and my emotions, and that's how I inculcate. That's how I developed my love for writing.
Okay, so your book Letters to the Cosmopolitan is poetry, right?
Yes.
So for most of us, or say including me, if I read stories, and then for people like us, for our generation, it's very unlikely that we develop a love for poetry. And so I feel like it's only been a while, or just a couple of years now that people have developed love for poetry and writing poetry. I personally feel that way because as we were growing up, we studied English subjects, and those were all stories, those were all fiction. And so how did you develop your love for poetry that you eventually started to realize that you want to write, but write it in a form of poetry?
So since childhood I love reading novels, like I read almost of the book of William Shakespeare. So all my like siblings were from arts background, so that's how I got introduced to like reading novels from them. And then like deep inside I always wanted to write, but then I did not have the right opportunity. I mean, we were all busy in life doing things for our life. So for the past 2 years, a lot of incident had happened to me. I lost both my parents. So like it has been a really, my life has faced a lot of ups and downs. So through those incidents, like it has inspired me to somehow, I could not put words, like talk to people and then pour out my feelings and talk to people. So that's how I talk to myself through writing. And then whenever I feel like I want to say something, or whenever I feel like I'm feeling down, I usually take my pen and paper and then sit down and try to like pen down my feelings. And that's how I began to love poetry, and then that's how the habit of writing came into action.
Right. So I also read in the introduction of people, through the introduction of people about your book, that it's mostly a tribute.
Yes.
Your book. So can you tell us something about,
Yes, so
elaborate something on that?
Yes. This book is actually has 5 chapters. So it has divided into 5 chapters. So the chapter 2 is tribute. So basically this tribute is dedicated to my parents. The poems have been dedicated to my mother and my father. So that's the chapter of tribute. And like dividing into 5 chapters, there's about friendship, about love, about life, and like irrespective of age. I feel like this book can relate to a lot of people. It's not just a poem, but it's my like feelings and the experiences I had. So
So all of it are from your personal experiences.
Yes.
So okay, now that you mentioned that all of the poems in your book are through your personal experiences, do you as somebody who loves poetry and eventually started writing poetry, do you think that there are other people out there also who goes through the same pain or through the same emotions and feelings as you do, that inspired you to write out your feelings and emotions?
Of course, there are a lot of people, like I believe there are a lot of people who have gone through the same as me.
Right.
So, but a lot of people try to, can't put into words the feelings they go through.
Right.
So, it is a kind of expression. The poetry is a kind of expression. So, that's it.
I'm sure a lot of people out there, especially with emotions. Like for an instance, me, I would not be able to, if I'm unable to explain my emotions, I also would not be able to write it down, right?
Yes.
Because I'm not a writer. But also, if I'm able to read it in a book, then I also will know and realize that somebody out there is also going through the same thing that I'm going through, also have the same emotions and feelings that I do. And I think that's very brave of you to actually, bring out your feelings and emotions and write it down, because I think in a lot of instances people feel it risky to write down, their emotions and feelings. So as you started your journey in writing, who or what has been your biggest inspiration?
Okay, so there's a lot of people who has inspired me, but I would like to give the credit to my parents. So though I love writing, the turning point was like the point that I talked to myself that I wanted to write a book was when I lost my parents. I was going a very that point of time was a very dark phase for me. And then like, although there were people who supported me, who gave me emotional support, But then in some way I was feeling so left out because of memories we had together, and yeah, the inspiration came from them. So that's when I started to like actually write, and then actually thought of publishing a book.
Right. So you did also mention that you are employed elsewhere, right?
Yes.
So how do you manage your time with writing and then
So like
carrying out your job?
I'm a field staff, so I go to my work when a certain kind of like my work comes up, like a training or demonstration that has to like the technology that has to be dissipated to the farmers. So I'm actually a field staff, so I get a lot of time to like stay and then read books. So it's not so hard for me to like take out time and then write. Yeah.
Oh, then you're very lucky.
Yes.
You're very blessed that way.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So people, although you did already mention that you have a job, there are other people also who take up writing as a full-time career,
Yes,
right? So what is your say on that? Like, since you already have a passion for writing,
Yes,
and then you
yes.
have started writing, so do you plan to take it up as a full-time career anytime, or you just
Like
keep it as a passion and a
yes,
hobby?
yes. I think I will keep it as a hobby, but definitely I am planning to like write more books. Maybe not poetry, or it can be anything like a
Right.
novel or something. But I would like to keep it going. And then I am also an aspirant, so I'm currently preparing for exam as well. So yeah, let's look forward to it.
Yeah. Okay, so now coming back to your book, Letters to the Cosmopolitan, can you tell us why did you name your book Letters to the Cosmopolitan? We want to know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like letters to the Cosmopolitan. Actually, like Cosmopolitan as in like I feel like everybody can connect to it. Like the irrespective of ages and gender, everybody can connect to it. So I feel like in some point of our life we have also been there and have gone through the pain. So that's how I got the idea to like connect to the people through my writing. So like letters, like as I'm writing to them, so that they could connect to like together.
Wow, that's
how it came.
That's lovely. So you see that you the book is divided into 5 segments, right?
Yes.
So it will be an honor for us, as you're here in our studio, it'll be an honor for us to have you read for us. So I want to request you that if you can read for us, from 2 segments,
Okay.
your favorite one. I'm sure, like, it'll be biased for you to pick up.
Yes.
But since you wrote
Sure.
all of it, but if you could read for us 2 poems from any segment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll write. I will read this Letters to Heaven, which is a tribute to my mother.
Okay.
So
okay.
it's very close to my heart.
Letters to Heaven, right?
Yes, Letters to
Okay,
Heaven.
okay.
This is chapter 2, the first poem. Dearest Mommy, for all the time I've known you, my first love, my best friend, my world, I search for you in soaring clouds, in rainbows. Underneath the sparkling stars I lay, recalling your smile, your laughter, your fingers that runs through my hair, the life lessons that you taught me. How I wish to be by your side, feeling your warmth and your pampering me with love. I miss the morning when I wake up and narrate you my dreams. I miss telling you how my days went and all about life. My tears won't stop falling every time I go down the memory lane. I'd run my fingers on your photograph and cry in silence. The feeling of taking my heart out and not feel the pain hovers my mind. All I get to see you is in my dreams now. Had I known, I wouldn't have left you, not even for once. Nothing is same, but your love is still my guide, forever in my heart, never to forget. Okay, it will be in the chapter 5, the unforgotten pain. the scar you carry always reminds you of the pain. They say it's beautiful, but no. It reconnects all the dots and you feel the pinch in your heart, feeling the same pain all over again. Going numb, and the lump on your throat won't allow a single word to come out, making you lifeless, and you faint away in the deep wound which was never healed.
Yeah, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for that. Yeah, that was really lovely. I'm sure all our, it's very easy to understand, the way that
Yes,
you have
yes,
written
yes,
it.
yes.
So I just, on behalf of a reader,
Yeah.
I want to thank you for, putting out, such words for us to understand at one go. And so now coming back to books as careers, although you have already mentioned that you have a job and you plan to keep this as a hobby,
Yes.
in general as a writer, and as an author, we have now seen that there are many upcoming writers, and the numbers of writers and authors in Nagaland is also booming,
Yes.
and we can only be proud that our own people are starting to write books and flooding the market with books that are written within our home. So what will be your honest view and say on people taking up writing as a full-time career? Yeah, do you think it's a scope that will boom, or what is your
Yes.
personal say on that?
Definitely. I think all the people have different opinions about this, but as for me, there has been so many wonderful writers like across the globe and in Nagaland as well. So I feel like it could be a career as well, because the quality product, I mean the quality content you bring, it also has a great impact. So I feel like it could be a great opportunity for the writers, and then especially in Nagaland, there are a lot of this generation. There are a lot of people who loves reading books
Right.
now. So I mean, the people are coming to know the importance of reading books,
Yes,
the
yes.
habit of reading books. So I feel like it will be a great opportunity for the writers, upcoming writers. Yes.
Well, it's good to hear from a writer herself, talking about how good a career writing can be. So many upcoming writers, and what would be your advice to younger ones, and also especially students who are studying and aspiring to become writers?
Okay. So writing is really interesting. Like, as for me personally, it's really interesting, and then you can write anything down. So I really enjoy writing, and I believe the people, those who are interested in writing, also can work on it, and then just don't be don't limit yourself, and just be out there, and then explore it, and then enjoy the process.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And also, I'm sure that many people out there, like we've discussed before, everybody has emotions and feelings, and everybody has a story to tell, but I think not everyone has the courage to pen it down and put it out there, just fearing that, my book might not do well, or what if people don't buy my stories, what if people, and this sort of thoughts, I'm sure there are a lot of people who battles with this kind of
Yes.
thoughts. Yeah. So did you also have that kind of battle? And if yes and no, why? And
Yes. Initially, I also had this thought, I have been working on this book for, like I said, for 2 years. So I was writing down, but also I had this in mind, what would people think, or maybe what if people laugh at this, the
Correct.
pain that I
Yes.
go through.
Yeah.
But then, leaving aside everything, I really took the courage to work on it, and then leave aside the thoughts of the people, and then I came out from my comfort zone, and then I tried to pen pen down every feeling that I go through, and then this book came into existence. And my book is, I've written in a very simple and understandable English that could bring an easy understanding to all the readers.
Well, thank you so much for that. If I may ask, when was this book launched?
It was launched on last of May. Last month.
And so what are the feedbacks that you've been getting?
Okay, so far I've ordered like 200 to 300 like books, authors copy from the publishing house. So it has been sold like so far, and then from the Amazon, it's available on Amazon and Flipkart as well. So it has been good. I'm just loving the process. And then the support that I'm getting from my colleagues, my friends and family, it's just overwhelming. And I'm so glad I made this decision.
Thank you for taking that bold step and decision to go ahead with publishing your book. Well, I think that's about it. And if there is any message that you want to sum up, to end our conversation.
So like to those who want to like write, but then you've been restricted by your own feelings or your just be who you are, and then do what you love, and then just come out of your comfort zone and then explore what you are good at, and I believe you will love it, and then I believe like you will achieve, and then you find that happiness coming from within. So that's it.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your courage to even come here in this platform and talk about what inspired you to start writing. And so we wish you the best. And this Letters to the Cosmopolitan is your first book, but we're hoping for many more books from you in the future, and we wish you the best. And we just wish you that even your future books would be sold out. And we're looking forward. I'm also looking forward to read this book, and also more in the future to come. So thank you so much, and we wish you the best.
Thank you so much.
You're listening to 90.8 Hills FM Radio.
This is 90.8 Hills FM radio station, using our voice to rate your choice. Stay tuned.